Whoa, what the fuck is that? Like, whoa, fairy type? What? Look at this thing. If you told me, like, hey, guess what type this Pokemon is? I'd be like, a grass. And you'd be like, no, it's fairy type. What the fuck? Oh my gosh, my face is imploding. My mind is exploding. Okay, let me calm down for like 10 seconds. You're probably looking at the title and thinking, oh, you're just Gen 1er and like, you're gay. And stuff. Wrong! Fucking love all the Pokemon! In fact, Pokemon X and Y, I gotta take the cake for like my favorite game ever. And I've played Chrono Trigger. You know, like a little bit. The point is, I love these games! I love fairy type! Oh my god! It's probably like in my top 3 favorite types. Yeah. See, the inclusion of a new type was not just a good idea. It was a necessary idea. The last 17 types were starting to stale, and it seemed clear we were quickly running out of type combinations at this rate. Last time we had a new type was Gen 2, and we needed a new type to shake things up a little bit. So really, fairy type was a brilliant idea, and if you disagree, it's because you're a closed-minded fuck who thought that it was a good idea that there were literally only one dragon type and one ghost type. I just said that. But CJ, what's the problem then? Like, shut the fuck up, I'm getting to it! Okay, so in the past, we saw steel type was pretty much overpowered, at least defensively. That's just a bit of a fact. I mean, look at this type chart. It resists, 1, 2... Fuck ton of types! God! So clearly we had to fix this. And how? By adding a new type that... it's also bad against steel. But that's not the problem with fairy types. See, Nintendo knew this would be an issue, so to balance it out, they made steel no longer resistant to ghost and dark. And while it doesn't seem like very much, it really does a lot. Like, look at this. In the past, Bronzong had 2 possible abilities. It could have Heat Proof and Levitate. Thanks to this, Bronzong only had 1 weakness. It was either ground or fire, and you got to choose. That's cool. You'd be like, oh, everyone uses Levitate, Bronzong. That's the obvious. And then it turns out it's Heat Proof, and you just wasted a turn doing barely any damage with a flamethrower. But now Bronzong's like, oh shit, it's a dark and ghost type. Fuck. That's a lot. There's no longer a risk in attacking you because it's always weak to these 2 types now. So it's not as good as it was before. Same thing can be said about Metagross and this thing. Rock of Ages! Rock of Ages! Still rolling! Keep it rolling! Rock of Ages! Okay, I'm getting a little carried away. I've gone a little too far off of a tangent. Well, technically a secant, because I have yet to touch the subject. Okay, so Fairy is weak to poison and steel. Now, that's pretty good. Like, really, really good if you ask me. Just 2 types, no biggie. But what of cores? You know, like cores. Umbreon and Mismagius. Before Generation 6, they had the perfect core, because his weaknesses perfectly resisted the other one. Umbreon was weak to bug and fighting, and Mismagius... it resisted both of those. And Mismagius was weak to Ghost and Dark, and Umbreon resisted both of those. Now, fairy cores are hard. As I said before, Mismagius and Umbreon were perfect. Fairies don't come out so easily as much. Like, what resists poison and steel? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is steel. I mean, look at it. It's resistant to all these fucking types. It's immune to poison and it resists steel. That's great. So let's pick a pure steel type to use alongside my fairy. Now we have weaknesses to fire and ground. See, steel's weak to fighting, fire, and ground. Fairy resists the fighting. Now we got fire and ground. Okay. Bear with me here. Let's pick a new thing to deal with the fire and ground type. See, probably a dragon flying type. It's because dragon resists the fire and flying resists the ground. It's immune to it. It's good. Alright, so let's put a dragon flying right here. Now we've got weaknesses to ice, dragon, rock, and fairy. All of these are resisted by steel. That's fucking great. And it resists steel's weakness. All of steel's weaknesses are resisted. Like, check this out. Wait. We have a fairy type, a steel type, and a dragon flying type. Perfect weaknesses and resistances. Let's just take out the fairy type for just a second. We still have a perfect core. Because steel's fighting type weakness is also resisted by the dragon flying type. The fairy type contributes like nothing to this core, except for a few unwanted weaknesses. This is the problem with fairy types! I love the type so much, but it's hard to place one into the puzzle that is a well-rounded team. I know there are things that work, but it's a challenge. And I love challenges. Okay, to be completely honest, I made this video as an excuse to yell. Like, that's it. Thanks for watching.